Yeah? Okay, you put the cup down. Do you want a cookie?
No.
Yes.
My name is Peter Mutabazi, born in Uganda. I'm a dad of four, and I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina. My dream was to be a dad. Like, I always wanted to be a dad. And I think at 25, it didn't happen. At 30, it didn't happen. At 35, it didn't happen. So at 40, I was like, you know what? I can be dad, and I don't have to be the traditional dad. So I became a foster parent in the state of Oklahoma. And I don't think they had any single men wanting to be foster parents. So my first kid was white, and I was shocked, like, wait a minute. The kid doesn't look like me, you know. Little did I know, just when it comes to abuse, when it comes to neglect, kids are affected the same way. And so that really opened for me to know, like, hey, I'm here to advocate for every child.
That say my name and Cole's name, and this only say my name.
Being a biracial family, it's really cool to see and to change the narratives that, yes, they don't look like me, but they are my family.
So the day I met Peter, I walked into his house and I was pretty hungry, so I went into the kitchen. I grabbed some Pop-Tarts, I think. Yeah, it was Pop-Tarts. And then I said, can I call him Dad? And he said, no, not for now. And I said, okay, Dad. So
He knew I'll be his dad before I even thought about it, before I even got there. My Anthony, my son, he was adopted for 9 years, and the family that had adopted him had dropped him at the hospital, and they had gone to the county to sign off their parental rights. And I think once I had that story, I think it went back to my time as a 10, 11-year-old, that you had nowhere to go, that you're helpless, unwanted, not knowing what your future is. And there was a kid in front of me who just reminded me of myself. You know, 2 years later, I was able to adopt him as my son.
If you ever meet Peter, one of the first things you know is how loving, kind, genuine, and what a heart he has for less privileged, for kids from hard places, for making a difference for these kids and making a difference in their lives. And he'll tell you part of his story because someone made a difference in his life.
This is me. I don't know. I look like I had not eaten for days. You know, grew up really poor. It wasn't just my family that was poor, but everyone around me was poor. You know, life was just miserable. And my dad, he was just abusive, verbally, physically, and in any shape, form you could think of. So at the age of 10, I decided that, look, life is so miserable here. I would rather die in the hands of someone else than die in the hands of my own dad. So I went to the bus station and I asked the lady, hey, which bus goes the farthest, you know? And I ended up in Kampala, and I didn't know where I was going, but in some way I was just running away from the misery at home. This is my favorite picture. This is my foster parents, so my mom and my dad. As street kids, we knew how to survive. We knew how to steal food. So when I saw this man, I think I wanted to steal food from him. I wanted to take something, you know? So when I tried to get food from him, I was like, hey, what's your name? You know, no one had ever asked my name, but he stopped to ask me, what's your name? And give me food. For the very first time, someone saw the best in me that nobody had seen in me, that he saw potential at my lowest. He saw a human being, sometimes where I didn't feel I was human to the same level as everyone else, that he saw a kid who had a potential, that he was willing to say, you know what, I want to invest in you. I want to do something for you. And that's what changed my life.
my dad's story really helps me to connect with him better because I was able to connect with him on what we had both gone through, and I realized that me and him, we've both gone through a lot. So that really helps me to connect with him.
As much as I'm helping them through their trauma, that they are helping me through my own trauma. So that's a joy, that it's not always me giving, but also benefiting as a dad, and they teach me so much about myself as well.
The remarkable story of Peter from where he came from is that he stepped out and said, I'm going to change this life. And then now he's going to change another and another. And what's really going to be remarkable is all those kids that he's touched, they're going to go out and change other people's lives. And so the impact of one is going to be spread out over the years. It's going to be amazing.